We're going. How's it going, everyone? Today I'm going to be reviewing The Melancholy of Haruhi Suzumiya. We've got it comes in both manga and in light novel. So pretty good. It's fairly old, but it's still good. Haruhi's about...
Don't do that. Haruhi is best as an anime. Like, the light novels are great, but the manga is like... the manga, like, look at some of these things. Like, look when he's fighting Nagato. Hold on. We might just have to, like, stop this. I gotta talk to you for a sec. I don't know if you've realized, but, like... Look at some of these expressions that Kyon is making. Does that even look like Kyon? Like, right there?
But I mean...
Look at him. He's like some dumpy little...
Well, it's not as detailed as the anime.
It doesn't convey, like, the message of the original text. It's just not faithful to it. Like, you read this, and you've got this whole, like, feeling of...
But the books were written first! The anime is written from... I mean,
well, that's the thing. When you've got, like, light novel adaptations, right? It's always better as an anime. I mean, like, the light novel is great, but never with the manga. I mean, like, think about it, like, if it starts as a manga, sometimes it's going to be better than the anime, only sometimes. But you get a light novel.
What do you mean, only sometimes?
I mean, only sometimes. Well, don't deviate on that. What I'm talking about, so, like, you've got stuff like Haruhi, right? Or, like, what's it called? How to Pick Up Chicks in a Dungeon, whatever that's called.
Yeah, something like
Stuff that starts off as a light novel, people get an idea in their head, and, like, the animating teams want to create it perfectly, and they can, because they've got control over sound, and color, and motion, and you just can't do that in a manga.
That's understandable about light novels, but I don't know about the manga. Typically, what happens is whatever was made first is better in the eyes of the fan, right?
Well, yeah, but in the case
the
of
Harry Potter books versus the Harry Potter movies, everyone says, oh, the books are so much better.
They do
so
say
you
that.
can't say, I mean, Fairy Tail, I would prefer the manga than the anime. Tried watching the anime, not so good. Animation's kind of choppy.
Well, yeah, but that's what I'm saying. So Fairy Tail might be one that I've never seen the anime of Fairy Tail. That is an example of something that was a manga first and an anime second. But when you've got something where it's just an idea first, just some... Like, a light novel is basically formulist. Like, you don't get to see what the characters look like. You don't get to see anything. And then you've got people...
Especially with these covers. And by the way, how many times have they changed the Haruhi covers?
Whenever the writer is in need of some extra money, I think they change the covers. So people just make the adaptations based on that. You've got, like, a little bit of art in here. It's just, like, a guideline or whatever.
Oh,
yeah, you've got, like, some stuff. And then that's where this comes from, and this comes from. But ultimately, like, yeah, and then, like, you've got, I don't know, you know, maybe you should just, like, show some clips alongside or whatever. But, I don't know how your show works.
Well, this has never happened before.
Yeah, by the way.
Hello.
Hi.
I still don't see... The thing with manga is the fact that, to me, it's portable. I can read it while I'm at work. I can read it when I'm commuting, if I take the train or the bus or anything like that. Used to love it when I would go to school. You sneak that crap in the backpack. You can't take your television along with you anywhere.
That's
true. You don't need power to read it. Also, why I don't like ebooks. Side note.
Yeah, and I get that, and I like manga too. Not as much as you, clearly. But, you know, I like manga too, but for me, I feel like I've got a more complete, polished experience.
Just because it's colored and has sound.
Yeah, it's colored and it's got sound stuff. Like think about all the anime with all this, like, soundtracks that just made the anime for you. Like, the story is like, and the art was like, and then you hear the soundtrack and you're like, this is...
But across the board,
but
I'm not willing to admit.
Not just sound, but, like, motion too. Like, imagine, you know, Parasite, you want to see how those aliens are moving, right? But they sprout appendages and they're like...
Okay, but I read the manga first completely, and it was amazing, by the way. Parasite, great. Started watching the anime, kind of boring because I'd already read the manga. Which means that they did a really close adaptation of it. But it also means I didn't care. The animation and the color and the sound weren't good enough for me to rewatch the whole series.
Yeah. No,
So-
I get that, but see, I saw Parasite first.
The Maxim.
The Maxim, the anime. I saw the anime first, and I was used to a certain like caliber of art and color and sound design. Like the soundtrack from Parasite is what I'm talking about with that.
The opening theme is
And the motion stuff. And then Andrew's, I didn't even know it was a manga. I go over to Andrew's house and he's like, "Oh, did you know it was a manga?" I was like, "No, I didn't." So then he hands it to me. I open it up, and within like a couple seconds, I'm like, "This looks old and crappy." And I mean, not
But then
too
you get
bad,
those rare
but-
instances where the anime and the manga, doesn't matter which came first, where they are both equally good.
Oh yeah.
I would say Mushishi.
And
the Mushishi manga and the Mushishi anime portray the same feeling. That one's hard to call. I don't know which one I like.
I can see what you
Maybe
say
the anime specifically only because it has freaking Colonel Mustang voicing Ginkgo. Like, I really like the whatever the heck his name is.
And there's some stuff where it's the inverse too, where like you've got like Bleach, right? Bleach is a manga when it's being drawn by Kubo. The art is enough. I don't care what it was about. It could be about a dude trying
This
to...
explains a lot about Bleach.
Yeah, I don't even care what it's about, but the art is so good when it's drawn by Kubo, but then you animate it, and Kubo's not drawing it anymore, it's just people trying to draw like Kubo. And it loses some of its...
That's another good
And I don't really care to watch the Bleach anime.
Then you get other instances where, like, Fruits Basket or, like, Dragon Ball, the anime and the manga are apples and oranges. They don't hardly compare. Different characters exist in one that don't in the other. Different things happen in one and not the other.
Yeah,
It's
there's
almost
a-
like a different world, a different mythos.
Like-
Talk about freaking Full Metal Alchemist. The first anime versus the first manga. Or the only manga. Right?
Well, I'd like to respond to that, but I haven't really read the manga and Full Metal enough to know.
I guess the point you're trying to make is the fact that
They both have strengths and weaknesses. And you gotta talk about both the strengths and weaknesses of both anime and manga. Because there's some weaknesses here, and there's some strengths here.
and vice versa.
Not with this scenario, but with other scenarios, vice versa. Say like King of Thorn, right? Anyways.
So maybe I should get on that. I've gone too far to turn to anime now.
You don't have to turn completely to anime. That would be the worst thing. I'm sure all of the viewers agree. If Andrew stopped collecting manga, that'd be a travesty. But I think there's some room to talk about anime. I think it's about time.
I think it's about time.
About time to wrap this up.